Oh, in this video, we will be dealing about naman sa most economical section or most efficient section or optimum channel section, no? Ano ba ibig sabihin pag sinabi natin optimum channel section? So as per the definition, optimum open channel section or the section with the greatest hydraulic efficiency or tinatawag nga ding most advantageous or most economical section is the one which for a given area, slope, and roughness coefficient n will provide the greatest discharge. No? Ibig sabihin, pinakamalaki yung flow. No? So basically, ang kadalasan ginagamit dito is si Manning equation, and kung mapansin din natin that for the most economical section, una nga nabanggit na natin that Q is maximum or V is maximum for a given cross-sectional area, or the hydraulic radius is maximum. So kapag maximum yung hydraulic radius, kung maalala nyo yung formula ng hydraulic radius, that is A over P. So ibig sabihin, yun din yung may pinakamaliit na wetted perimeter. So kapag maliit yung wetted perimeter, mas maliit yung resistance ng flow, resistance ng surface ng channel to the liquid, to the flowing liquid, no? So yun yung idea sa most economical section or most efficient, no, for a certain area. Also, kung mapapansin nyo din, kapag maliit yung wetted perimeter, ibig sabihin konti din yung material na kailangan to construct the channel. So yun yung idea about optimum channel section. So let's take this example. So mahaba-haba itong problem nito, so we might be dividing this video into several parts. Siguro unahin muna natin EB tapos CD, E. So ganoon na lang, hatiin natin itong portion ng video na to. So yan, an open channel is to be designed to carry a 1 cubic meter per second at a slope of 0.0065. The channel material has a coefficient of roughness of 0.011. Find the most efficient section for, so let's say, sabi, kung semicircular, ano yung most efficient section? Pag rectangular, pag triangular, pag trapezoidal, saka pag circular. Okay, so paano ba natin masasabi na most efficient yung section, no? So sinimplify na yan, identified na yan for these common types or common shapes of open channel. So isa-isahin muna natin bago tayo mag-proceed sa pagsusolve ng problem. Okay. So yung limang nabanggit is rectangular, semicircular, triangular, trapezoidal, circular sections. Unahin natin si rectangle. Pag rectangle daw yung channel mo, pag rectangular daw yung channel mo, ang most efficient section will be when the base is equal to twice the depth of flow. So kapag kinuha mo yung hydraulic radius using this condition, you will arrive at the value of R, or hydraulic radius equals to D over 2. So 1/2 of the depth of flow. So yun lang yung condition for a rectangle. So dapat daw yung depth of flow will be equal to 1/2 of the base, or the base will have to be equal to twice the depth of flow. Okay? So yun ang condition. Then for trapezoidal section, so meron dalawang cases. So depende sa problem, no? Depende sa problem or sa situation. Kapag hindi daw given yung SS or yung side slope, yung pag sinabi natin side slope, ito yun. Kung ano daw yung slope niyan pag hindi daw binigay. yung mga conditions will be when the most efficient section will be when B, the base of the channel, is equal to S, or the side slope, length of the side. Yung length yan hindi yan slope, no? S or theta is equal to 30 degrees, or D or R is equal to D over 2. Kapag alam naman natin yung side slope, ang condition will be hydraulic radius will be equal to 1/2 of the depth of flow. So mahalaga dito na aware kayo sa kung ano itsura ng mga mga typical na sections, para alam nyo kung ano ibig sabihin ng small d, alam nyo ibig sabihin ng S, alam nyo ibig sabihin ng D, para hindi kayo malito. Okay? For semicircular section naman, that will be when the depth of flow is equal to the diameter, 1/2 of the diameter or the radius of the semicircle. Ibig sabihin lang, kapag semicircular, puno yung flow. Puno dapat para most efficient yung section. Okay? Punta naman tayo sa circular. Pag sa circular, isa lang yung condition para masabing most efficient na yung section. The depth of flow will have to be 0.94 D, or 94% of the diameter. No? Ibig sabihin na puno yung pipe mo up to 0.94 of the depth or of the diameter of the circular pipe. And then for triangular section, this is the case for isosceles triangle. The theta, or the angle of the vertex of the triangle, will have to be 90 degrees, or L is equal to twice the depth of flow. So kapag 90 degrees ka naman ito, automatic ito ay 45, ito ay 45, that will give you L is equal to 2D. So yun ang mga conditions sa kailangan lang nating tandaan kapag magde-design tayo ng open channel. Okay? Babalik tayo dun sa problem. So una, si semi-circle daw. So kunin muna natin yung mga general na items, no? Alam naman natin, so meron tayong Q, which is equal to 1.0 cubic meter per second. Meron tayong slope S, 0.0065, and then N is equal to 0.011. Okay. So we know naman that the formula for the velocity is 1 over N, R is 2/3, S raised to 1/2. So dapat nananalaytay na sa dugo natin si Manning equation for velocity. So kapag minultiply natin yun sa area, that will give us already the Q. So pwede na natin diretso na natin. So Q will be equal to area of flow 1 over N, R raised to 2/3, S raised to 1/2. So ano yung meron tayo? So meron tayong Q, meron tayong N, wala tayong A, wala tayong R, meron tayong S. Okay? So ang pinakauna na kailangan natin i-solve in this case will be A. Okay. So for semicircular section, para ma-define natin siya, ang kailangan natin ma-compute sa kanya is yung kanyang diameter or yung kanyang radius, kahit ano doon, no? So para naman, gamitin natin si diameter ng semicircular na channel. Okay. So for A is semicircular. So as we have discussed kanina, for the most efficient section na semicircular, kailangan yung depth of flow will have to be 1/2 of the diameter, or ibig sabihin puno. Okay, so paano natin yan gagawin ngayon? So we will have to compute for the area in terms of the diameter. So the area of the flow will be 1/2 of the area of the circle. Tama, kasi puno siya eh. No? For semicircular, puno siya. So ibig sabihin, nandito yung tubig niya sa ibabaw. So the area of flow will be 1/2 of the area of this. So that will be area of a circle is pi d squared over 4. Kapag kinalahati pa natin yon, that will be pi d squared over 8. Pi d squared over 8. So ito na yung expression natin for A in terms of the diameter D. Then, kukompute naman natin si hydraulic radius, which is equal to A over P. So meron na tayong expression for A, that is pi d squared over 8. Kukunin naman natin si P. Si P is equal to the wetted perimeter, which is 1/2 the circumference of the circle that will be formed using this diameter. So that will ang formula for circumference ng circle is pi d, or pi d pi d, no? So that will be 1/2 pi d over 2. Ayan. So ito na yung expression natin for P. So pag sinubstitute na natin, we will have R is equal to A pi d squared over 8 divided by pi d over 2. So kapag simplify natin yan, may mga makakancel tayo dito. Tatanggal natin yung isang d, matanggal natin si pi. So that what will remain is 2d over 8 or d over 4. Okay? So meron na tayong R, meron na tayong A. So pwede na natin isolve si value ng D. So Q is equal to A1 over N, R is 2/3, S is to 1/2. So we will have 1 cubic meter per second is equal to A, which is pi d squared over 8. Yung multiply natin sa 1 over N, N is 0.011. R is D over 4 raised to 2/3. And then S is equal to 0.0065 raised to 1/2. So kunin natin yung mga yung numerical coefficients na pwede nating ilabas. So we'll have 1 cubic meter per second. So lalabas natin pi over 8 times 1 over 0.011. Lalabas natin si 1/4 raised to 2/3. Tapos 0.0065 raised to 1/2. Ang matitira si d squared tapos si d raised to 2/3. Okay? So simplify natin. Pag pinagsama natin itong dalawa na to, we will have d raised to 2 and 2/3. Or d is equal to 8 d raised to 8 over 3. No? Yan ang magiging expression yan. So matitira, so pag dinala natin dito si d raised to 8 over 3, we will have 1 over this expression. So may mga makakancel ba tayo dyan? So parang wala naman. So kumpitin na natin. Pi times 0.25 raised to 2/3. Ito yun. Times 0.0065 raised to 1/2 divided by 8 times 0.011. Wala na yung 4 kasi ginawa natin 0.25 doon. This is 1.14222. Store natin to sa A para tayo magsulat. So ang gagawin natin, i-erase natin both sides of the equation by 3/8. Para ma-eliminate natin yung exponent ng D. So that will give us alpha A, 1/alpha A raised to 3/8. D is 0.951. 357 meters. Ganun lang siya kadali. So, para daw sa most efficient section for a semicircular channel, the diameter will be 0.951357 meters. Full flow. Mapuno. Okay? So, yun yung kailangan natin for a semicircular section. Ngayon, try naman natin kapag rectangular section. So, for rectangular section, kunin natin si B. B is equal to, B is rectangular section. So, same pa rin yung mga given. That will be Q is equal to 1.0 cubic meter per second. S is 0.0065. N is equal to 0.011. Then, ganun pa rin yung formula na gagamitin natin. V is equal to 1/N. R raised to 2/3. S raised to 1/2. Q is equal to AB. Ngayon, kailangan lang natin i-define ngayon ano ba dapat yung geometric properties ng flow para masabi natin most efficient yung rectangular section. So, sabi natin kanina, B should be equal to twice D for the depth of flow. So, pag drawing natin yan, ganito yan. Ito yung B natin. This is D. So, B should be equal to twice D. Okay? So, first step ulit natin is to compute for R, which requires A over P. So, unahin na natin si A. A is equal to BD. Tama? B times D. Pero sabi natin, B should be equal to 2D. So, 2D times D, which gives us 2D squared. So that will be the area in terms of D. Then R is equal to A over P. Hindi natin alam si P. Solve for P. Yung wetted perimeter natin will be D plus D plus B. P then is equal to 2D plus B. Pero sabi, B should be twice D. So, 2D plus 2D is equal to 4D. Okay? So, the expression for the hydraulic radius will be 2D squared over 4D. So, makakancel natin yung isang 2. Cancel natin si D. Mas simplify natin si 2 over 4. That will be ditira is 2d over 2. So napatunayan natin yung isang condition kanina that for the most efficient section, R is equal to d over 2 for a rectangular open channel. Okay, so let us now solve for the depth and the base. So alam natin that Q is 1 cubic meter per second. Gamitin na natin si area as 2d squared area. Tapos yung ating V is 1 over N, 0.011. R is d over 2 raised to 2/3. And then S is 0.0065 raised to 1/2. So ipapaikutin lang ulit natin yung mga equations. So ilalabas lang natin ulit yung mga constant para mahiwalay natin. So 1 cubic meter per second will have 1 over 0.011 times 1/2 raised to 2/3 times 0.0065 raised to 1/2. Ang natira dito is d squared times d raised to 2/3. So pag sinimplify natin to, we'll have d raised to 8 over 3. So pag sinimplify natin yan ulit, we will have d raised to 8 over 3 is equal to 1 over 2 times 2 times 1 times 0.5 raised to 2/3 times 0.0065 raised to 1/2 over 0.011. Wala na yung 2 kasi na yun na yung 1/2. So may naiwan pa bang iba? Wala naman na, no? That gives us 9.2344. Store natin siya sa B. Chief store B. Ayan yung sa B. So kapag ganun ulit, para ma-eliminate, kung multiply natin sa 3 over 8, i-erase natin sa 3 over 8, that will give us the value of D equal to, so 1 over B raised to 3 over 8. That gives us 0.43448 meters. And then B should be twice D times 2 lang natin. So that will be 0.8689649 meters. So ito yung sagot natin. So the depth of flow should be 0.43 and then the base should be 0.8689 meters. Okay, dali lang, di ba? Ulit-ulit lang. Okay, try naman natin si C. Si C ay ano yun? Si C is triangular section. Triangular section daw. So ganun pa din. Copyin lang natin yung mga given. Triangular. Q is equal to 1 cubic meter per second. S is 0.0065. and is equal to 0.011. For a triangular section, syempre dapat isosceles siya. So, ang theta dapat daw is theta is equal to 90 degrees. For in depth of flow, sorry, compass yung tubig. So, in depth of flow, D should be equal to 2D. L is equal to 2D. Yan. So, kaya natin solve ngayon yan. Ganun pa din ang proseso. Q is equal to A 1 over N R is to 2/3 S raised to 1/2. Kailangan ulit natin si R na kailangan ng A over P. Kailangan natin si A. So, for the area of flow, madali lang naman yung area of flow in terms of D will be 1/2 times the base, which is the L. L is equal to 2D. So, ilagay muna natin si L. Tapos D. Pero alam natin na si L ay 2D. So, A will be equal to, makakancel yung 2. Kakaroon tayo ng D squared. Then, for R, A over P. So, kailangan natin masolve si P in terms of D. So, ito naman tayo sa triangle. So, drawing ulit natin yung triangle dito. If this is 90 and dinivide natin sa 2, this will be 45. This will be 90 and syempre this is 45 as well. Okay? So, sabi natin, ito daw yung D. Ito ay L over 2. So, mas concerned tayo ngayon dito sa length na slope niya yan. Pangalanan natin X. So, paano natin yung isa-solve ngayon? Kung meron tayong D. Pwede tayong gumamit ng cosine function, pwede tayong gumamit ng sine function. Pero mas madali kung gagamit tayo ng cosine function. Kasi adjacent na kagad, diretso tayo kay D. So, cosine theta is equal to opposite side, adjacent side, which is T, over hypotenuse, which is X. So, X is equal to D over cosine theta. So, para makuha natin yung P, that will be 2X, which is equal to 2D over cosine theta. Ganun lang kadali si P. Solve natin si R. So, R is equal to A over P. A is equal to D squared. And then P is equal to 2D over cosine theta. So, pag simplify natin yan, makakancel natin to. We will have D cosine theta over 2. That will be the expression for R in terms of D. So, yun. Pwede natin ulit gamitin si Q. Q is equal to 1 cubic meter per second, which is equal to A. A is equal to D squared. 1 over N. So, may value na si 1 over N, 0.011. And then R, D cosine theta over 2 is 2/3 times slope na 0.0065 is to 1/2. Okay, so kailangan lang natin makuha yung depth of flow to get the answer here. So simplify lang natin ulit. So 1 cubic meter per second is equal to, labas natin yung mga constant, 1 over 0.011 times cosine theta over 2 raised to 2 thirds. Tapos 0.0065 raised to 1 half. Ang natira ngayon sa dulo is si d squared saka si d raised to 2 third. D raised to 2 third. Ganun ulit ito. D raised to 8 over 3. So that will give us the value of d raised to d raised to 8 over 3 equal to 1 over 0.5 cosine in this case yung cosine theta natin is 45, no? Baka malito okay, malilito ang kinukonsider natin ditong theta is dapat theta over 2. So ilagay na lang natin theta over 2 para hindi tayo malito. Theta over 2, that will be 45 degrees. 45 degrees 0.5, 45 degrees 0.5, sorry, go pala siya na raise 2 thirds. .011 times 0.0065 is to 0.5. That will give us 3.66466 shifts to C. Raise natin ulit both sides of the equation by 3/8. That will give us D is equal to 1 over D, 1 over C, alpha C, sorry, raised to 3 over 8. That gives us D is equal to 6.614. .614 meters. X will be, if stored din natin to, divided by cosine 90. Ay, sorry, cosine 45, 0.8689. Kaya natin over 2 to para hindi kayo malito. Yan, over 2 yan, cosine theta over 2 meters. Ano ba yung kailangan natin na value? Yun lang, ito na yung mga sagot. So alam na natin that L is equal to 2D. So around 1.2 yun, 1.28. Yun. So let us try sa next video, try natin yung trapezoidal tsaka circular section. Okay? So, yun, pakiabangan na lang yung part 2.